It's wonderful to see you. Happy National Crown Day to you.
Thank you. I feel like it's such a fun holiday.
It is a fun holiday. And Molly, I love how you're celebrating all of your amazing crown and glory today.
A little crown. See my little crown.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I love it.
You
are so creative. I love it. I'm excited to have this conversation because, as you know, and it's a theme that goes on. We all have a role to play in this. We talked earlier with some members of the sororities and the Links and Jack and Jill, and they talked about the role that children can play in this. And we know that this is a movement of sisterhood, right? That are all in this effort. And we're just grateful for your role as individuals, but also with your organization to be a part of the coalition. Because Dove and the coalition supports the Black community and the next generation of Black girls. So how did each of you get involved with supporting the Dove and the Crown Coalition as a whole? Who wants to go first? Let's start with you, Tobeka.
Okay, well, Ty, you'll love this story. I met Kelly Lawson at dinner with a mutual friend. And we had conversation about life and, of course, just the incredible work that they were doing at the Joy Collective. I shared a bit about our work, and we realized that we needed to bring our two teams together to have greater conversation around the work and just to do that crosswalk. And so during that first call, we shared our work, and Kelly really framed the Crown Act. And we saw a natural alignment between the Crown Act and the work that we do in our policy space to end suspensions and expulsion in early childhood education. And sort of the rest is history. I said on the spot, we're partnering, we're joining the coalition. And then we formally announced our partnership at our national 49th annual conference in Chicago last year. And so that's how it all started. It has been an incredible partnership. Our affiliate network is located in 18 states. And so they're all mobilizing, spreading the word, and championing the cause.
Amazing. I think, understanding the work that National Black Child Development Institute does and was already doing to see the synergies, right, about ending expulsion. And part of the reason the Crown Coalition was created was hearing about, faith and the types of experiences that children were having as a result of hair discrimination. So thank you so much, Tobeka. Molly, how about you? How did you join the movement, and why was it important for you and Earth Girls? And tell us about the work you do with Earth Girls.
Well, Kelly was introduced to me at a dinner too.
It sounds like there's a lot of eating happening.
This is years ago. Kim Page, your past host, and I love their conversation. Shereen and Kim. Kim actually introduced us, and she told me all about what she was doing at her wonderful Joy agency. And I mentioned to her that I started this group for young girls, and Dove underwrote it in 2008. That's when the Earth Girls started, with me saying, hey, we need to have a face outside of the face that they show us in the media. So in 2008, my girlfriend Leanne Gluck says, how about we have 100 Girl Scouts from all over the country come, and Dove underwrote it. So that was that. But then when I decided to just do this huge creative camp and festival, Kelly came to the table and said, listen, I see what you're doing with Earth Girl, which is a creative movement, because only 5 to 7% of the music that we hear that's made is created by women. So imagine from us, what is that small percentage from us? So me as a Grammy nominated producer and someone who has a publishing company, and I looked at myself like I wanted to be Master P when I was younger. But there was no one in this world that I lived in at that time who looked like me. So, and no one making boss moves, you know what I mean? So Kelly came to the table, and we did a whole day with Dove, and we did a huge camp with Shea Moisture and some of their awesome brands. So yeah, that's how we got together. And just watching AC over the years do what she does, I'm a fan. So I'm gonna put my whole community behind anybody who's making us, uplifting us and putting us on a pedestal.
But it's so critical because, again, as I said earlier, we can't do this work in our silos. It really is about, not only amplifying the work that is happening, but connecting it with young people. So that way, the way that they're educating themselves and they're learning and their experiences and their practices are different from, I was raised by my grandmother. So I was taught, in essence, certain hairstyles were appropriate and others were not appropriate, right? And so, I think the connection to young people is so important. Can you talk a little bit about what you are currently doing with the coalition and what you hope to see happen on behalf of the communities and constituencies that you serve?
Chef, would you like to go first this time?
I love that you're calling me Chef. Is that because I have that on my handle here?
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I do. So for me, I have left a long time business partnership that I've been in for 15 years because this movement that has just grown has come together with the Earth Girls. And, we are basically here for each other. We have our values and we lift as we rise. We're here for each other. We're kind to each other. All of the things that do unto other, the things that our grandmothers taught us. But for me, I think having this group of women, and Ty, you're in our tribe. We have this big tribe of women who uplift and support each other, but there's so many women that do not. So for our movement, we just purchased another property that's next to our clubhouse. 3 years ago, we purchased a property that we created a clubhouse in, and they know me for the music, so they think it's music, but this is a creative space. There are 2 homes on the property. We plan on doing so much with this coalition because it's really wrapped around how do we educate, how do we mentor, how are we here for each other, especially during the pandemic and this civil crazy unrest. So for me, what are we doing? We're helping girls do what the boys do, produce music. I want to see Grammys. It's kind of like somebody said it's my little Hitsville, like at Motown, but it's a lot bigger than that. So we're creating this creative camp and festival that has a base here in Atlanta for women. We have a whole coalition at Spelman and Clark that we just love so very much. And
Spelman. I just got to say Spelman.
We got to say, hey, Spelman girls. So we have a core group of 25 ladies that are on the planning committee, and then we have a board. So there are so many things that we're going to be doing. We've been feeding people. We've been feeding single moms and dads. We've been, just being there for each other mentally, physically, spiritually. So yeah, you guys are going to see a lot of really fun things. One of the big things that happened, when Dove supported our movement, other women came to the table from Viacom on the creative side. We signed a deal with Viacom. We have a catalog, our Earth Girl catalog, where we placed 150 songs on the Viacom networks over the pandemic. So I laugh and say there's always a silver lining in between all the craziness that's going on. And for us, I'm not quite sure if all the girls would have been able to sit down and create that much music and, give themselves that kind of base so they can make a living,
I'm ever so inspired when I hear about what you're doing, because you're not only helping to change and build confidence, which is what the Crown Act is ultimately about. It's about building confidence in young women, both from an identity standpoint, but obviously providing them and equipping them with the resources and tools that they need to thrive in the world. Tobeka, what's your vision for your partnership in National Black Child Development Institute with the Crown Coalition going forward?
So it's our 50th anniversary. We were founded on the heels of the Civil Rights Movement. We're celebrating 50 years, and there are 2 parts to it. During the earlier part of the conversation, Ty, you mentioned education. Ours is both to educate and ensure that our girls and our families feel fully empowered. And so with that, we'll continue our work to eliminate suspensions and expulsions, but we're looking as we move 50 forward, which is our theme for our anniversary, to focus on Black girls and the development of positive self-esteem, self-image, and the like. And so what we're doing and hoping to do with Dove is two things. One, align that with our literacy initiative, Read to Succeed, and ensure that our girls are receiving books and reading literacy materials that positively reflect them and contribute to the development of positive self-esteem, and also provide some insight and coping skills as bullying continues to be a primary issue for girls of color, girls and boys of color, quite honestly. And so that's part one. And then part two, as a part of the anniversary, is that we will be releasing a 50th anniversary State of the Black Child report. And in that, we're hoping that Dove will join us at the table with really all of the different entities that make up the ecosystem that surround a child. And with that, they will, as a member of the National Advisory, inform the indicators that we will track across the 50 states and then release, so everyone understands what it is, where our children are thriving and where there are challenges and opportunities for growth. And this will be a tool for policymakers, for educators, for advocates, for parents and caregivers. When we see where we need to level the field and ensure that things are equitable, there will now be that opportunity to organize and mobilize around that. So we're quite excited. It has been an incredible partnership to date, as Kelly actually came to our conference to launch and announce the partnership and then spend some time with our affiliate network.
You know, thank you so much for sharing, Tobeka. Just listening to this, it's like, this is the National Crown Day. And obviously it's about ending hair discrimination, but it's bigger than that, right? It really extends beyond that to end discrimination across the board so that our children and our families can thrive in every setting. I thank you so much, both of you, for joining us today. I'm grateful to have had your partnership. Let's end it with something fun. I want you to finish this statement because I know that everyone did their picture collage thing. Molly, my crown is what? What is your crown? When you did your post, was your crown magnificent?
Was like 10 of them because I just thought it changes. It's like a chia pet. So it'll be curly one day, then it's this big that day. I think my crown is powerful because it has so many different, our hair can do so many different things. And I think for me, one of the things that I used to get was, oh my God, Molly, what don't you do? So you guys see the chef Molly, and then you see the Grammy nominated Molly and the Emmy winning Molly. But for me, I used to hear, just pick one thing. No, Felicia, we ain't picking one thing. And I think our hair is that. It's powerful, it's strong, it's diverse. It does so many different things. And I feel like we should be able to do several different things, especially if you can do them all in excellence. So there you go.
Listen, so what I heard you say, Molly, is my hair is everything. And then, and whenever I want it to be.
It's whatever. Well, sometimes it's whatever it chooses to be. Sometimes
I hear you.
I was kind of wrestling out, and I was planting today, and I had my hands in the garden at our new manor, and I was just so grateful and thankful to God, because for me, instead of taking such a radical, angry route about what's going on in our world with discrimination against us, I tend to look and turn the other cheek and look at the grateful things, the wonderful things that we're blessed with. And for me, just out planting, thinking this is my holiday. I'm going to take this Crown Day into the weekend, and that's my holiday for the weekend. So I'm so grateful for you, Ty. I'm grateful for Joy and AC and everyone at Dove and Shea Moisture and Kara, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this movement, and so are all the girls. They're so very excited. So thanks for having me. You'll be seeing fun things from the manor with Dove. I'm not sharing them. When you asked earlier, I wanted to share, but I want it to be a big surprise.
Well, we can't wait for that. We can't wait for the big surprise.
Thank you.
Tobeka, you can't go just yet. You have to tell me your crown is.
Oh, no problem. It is black. It is beautiful. It is resilient. Sometimes bold, but not so much today. And I want to end by just congratulating AC, Dove, Unilever on making that next step to frame this now around racism, and just remind us all that recently the city of Cleveland actually named racism or declared racism as a public health crisis, which is important to elevate the conversation. And it led in just before George Floyd. And so excited about the work and the partnership. Molly, you are doing incredible work. I want to connect with it. So let's make it.
We're going to definitely connect. We've got Earth Girls because of Dove in 2008. We have Earth Girls from all over the country.
Oh, wonderful.
So you and I have a lot of fun things to talk about.
We'll make that happen. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much, Tobeka Green, NBCDI, and Chef Molly. Greatly appreciate you